I am.
Welcome.
Oh shit, yo!
Episode 5,
This is episode 5, huh?
Dank, Dad,
Boy,
Sportscast.
that's right.
Real quick, today's episode is sponsored by Element Tanning,
Oh shit!
3600 Warren Way in
No,
Reno.
you didn't.
Okay. I did.
Aha.
Go ahead and check them out. Go
On
ahead.
Friday. On Friday.
Head on in there.
I'm going up in there Friday.
They got the red light treatment.
Ain't people in the city got the red light?
Nope, not too many people in the city got the red light. Go in there and mention Dank Dad. They'll hook you up.
The red light get your sex life together.
Really good for healing.
Red light therapy. What's going on, Jeffrey?
How's it going, man? Welcome.
Well, let me say this. I had a Thank Dad's moment a couple of nights ago. I was walking through the house about 1:45, and there was a handkerchief on the floor from a game, like a little magic game. I slipped on that motherfucker. My groin almost ripped off the bone.
On your butt? Go down?
This was kind of in between, like split in the kitchen. It was bad.
Want to get some water or something?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it was real bad. 'Cause I you just walking, you half sleep, inspector. And then turn around like 3 a.m., get up, and then there's like a little top on the floor. And I step on it with my heel.
Oh,
Yeah.
Catch a Lego, catch a little.
Oh, trust me.
That's some Dank Dad shit right there.
Definitely had a Thank Dad moment. So yeah, I've been working on I've just been a long week of just working on certain shit, especially like for the show. I think we got some cool shit coming. I got some guys I'm bringing on the show. Of course, we still have Terry. Terry's doing high school football. I get it. No big deal. We love you, brother. And yeah, I'm gonna bring some other cool people on the show, man. And I wanna start to mix it up a little bit with our picks and things of that nature, and bring some other pundits on and start talking other sports, boxing, starting to transition.
Yeah.
Next week we have Josh Howard. NBA All-Star Josh Howard. Yes, we do.
9-year vet.
We got Josh next week, and we're gonna talk about some NBA. We're gonna talk about NBA basketball. I'm excited for NBA this year.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Especially he had 11 games with my favorite team, the Timberwolves. So got a question for that guy.
Why don't you tell everybody how you became a Timberwolves fan?
Became a Timberwolves fan. Well, being here in Reno, Nevada, there's not any major sports, and UNR was not really anything to look up to per se. My entire family is from the Bay Area.
Right.
I'm really one of the only ones born here in Reno. Everyone's from over there, so that's Niners Giants right off the bat, right? But growing up, that's all that was on TV.
I remember the story now.
Yeah, growing up, that's all that was on TV. There was no basketball on TV. My parents didn't really care about basketball. Niners or Giants. I mean, I remember eating dinner and the Giants are on the radio in the background or on TV. Niners too. Obviously, Niners only played once a week, but there's a lot of baseball games, so constantly. My parents didn't really care about basketball, so when I got to of age of really starting to care about sports and understanding the wide variety of sports, Timberwolves were pretty good at that time. They had some sick jerseys that I really liked. They had nasty style play with Kevin Garnett.
But he was also like a cultural icon at the time too.
Yeah, no, of course he was at the height of his career.
Yeah, but like that's when that's the very first time like when like hip hop met sports.
Oh, big time with Latrell, Freewell, and all that.
Yeah, but with Allen Iverson and the Jada Kids video,
that whole
the
era.
crossover thing,
that whole era.
That whole era, and I think that's kind of
that's a good point.
That really made KG like into something because he was really into hip hop culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was another reason why like they tried to keep it as long as he got a lot of money.
Oh yeah, and a lot of energy, a lot of all of that. Yeah. So I mean,
shout out to him, man. Shout out to
KG.
Kevin. Man, he was
big unit.
Man,
that dude's a beast.
Amazing athlete, bro.
Yeah,
we got Josh Howard coming on, man.
That's gonna be exciting.
I went to Hargrave Military Academy with Josh.
Let people know where that's at.
Hargrave is in Chatham, Virginia. Hargrave Military Academy is Well, it used to be a place where if you were pretty decent, if you were a good football player coming out of high school, you didn't quite have your SAT scores or you hadn't qualified yet, that was the place to go, and they would help you get it together. But all you did was play football and lift weights and with the classes.
Right.
But and Josh was there, and that's where we met. And I was going to Michigan State at the time, and Josh was just a cool dude. And Winston Salem was like right, not too far from Hargrave.
Right.
So I would come home and his grandmother would make food.
So you knew him before college?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I have a story that I pray to God Josh Howard allows me to tell. Well, listen, it's about David West. So now listen, on this basketball at Hargrave, you had Josh Howard and David West. There's a kid named Sylvan Robinson. You probably never heard of Sylvan Robinson, but amazing. There's a dude named Harris Tennessee Sky Walker. All right. Listen, this kid was John Morant before John Morant. But when I say he was John Morant, like he was John Morant on steroids. And when Josh comes on here next week, he will tell you that Harris Tennessee Skywalker was one of the fastest basketball players I've ever seen in my life.
Flying.
You could blink your eyes, and before you know, he'd be in the air. It was insane. And
What happened to him?
you know what? You know what's crazy? Like that's the circumstance of sports. It's very like. And the thing with David and like with David West, like David West was not David West. You understand me?
Yeah.
When David West came to Hargrave Military Academy, he wasn't David West. Josh Howard made him David West.
Shaped his mind and his
All right, listen,
attitude towards
I
him.
don't know what they shaped. So let me tell you something. They would move furniture at night. Those basketball players, they would move furniture at night. You know what they would do.
Well, what would you? Is the Hargrave football or basketball?
Both. Remember Corleone Young?
Yeah.
Hargrave. First kid to go to the NBA or something like that was that Corleone Young.
Yeah. So
Hargrave. It's just a sports powerhouse. You know, it's just.
What would you give the edge to? Championship. And you're saying Josh went to Hargrave, so
yeah.
So this is a great question for next.
Yeah, absolutely. but Josh should tell you. Josh should tell you that too. Like I think that they just had so much, like Marlon Barnes and some of your greatest athletes, football players of all time to have come through Hargrave. You know, like
Ray,
all pro. No, him and Marlon were roommates.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but Hargrave also too was like one of the most amazing places to. Sorry, guys. It was one of the most amazing places to be because you know you really get a chance to learn what it's like to not have men around. I mean, girls around, right?
Pause.
Yo, shit, yeah, no, pause my ass. The truth. You learn like, yo, like there's no need for you to. You see guys who don't do shit, right? It's weird because like we were talking earlier, right, and about men in general, right? When you get an opportunity to get around other guys, and it's like there's nothing for you to front for. You know, there's nothing. You know,
I can see that.
You know, and you know, you poop without a stall. It's really a toilet. You know, so it's like there's nothing that's too personal or soft about this place at all. But it's the greatest place on earth. I don't think you're gonna hear one person say they did. You know, they hate Hargrave. What you learn there is amazing. But what you learn is that the genuine hearts of men and how you come and put yourself around the guys that you're there with, right? I remember we were in a dorm, and it was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, and this dude had called his girl. One of my teammates had called his girl. She went to NC State. Oh shoot. Anyway, I don't know, but I'm going anyway. So she went to NC State, and he called her phone, and a very famous wide receiver back then. He also played with him. And this dude was broken. He was broken, bro. Now, mind you, he was probably ranked the number 3 lineman in the country at the time. High school. Yeah.
He had some buzz.
He was a monster.
Yeah.
Right? And he went to that. So I'm sure he says too. But yeah. To see him devastated like that. And no, I mean, listen, we all huddled around this guy for all night long. And we had a guy's name was Sergeant Major Payne. He ran our barracks.
For real.
Listen, I can't make this up.
Are you being serious?
I cannot make this
Set up.
Write it down. I promise, right? So Sergeant Major Payne came down the hallway and realized that we were up. And somebody went and talked to him, and he kind of just backed off and allowed us to rally around our brother. That guy played one of his best games that week. One of his best games ever that week. And just at the end of the day, just, you really get to lean on each other.
Yeah. Brotherhood.
Right? And then all of a sudden, when they give us a chance to go to the high school jamboree, you get a chance to see how motherfuckers really act. You're like, what the? Oh my God. Yeah, it's real. Like, this, but that's just life.
Right.
That's just life in general. But yeah, we got Josh Howard on, and salute the Hargrave Military Academy. It changed my life, and I truly enjoyed that experience. And other than that,
yeah, you and Josh both picked Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And then he became your roommate there too?
No. Josh, basketball is different at Wake Forest. Like, they're like their own like community. It's really weird. Like, basketball at Wake Forest is so Wake Forest is a rich school. Like, bottom line, like, one thing about Wake Forest is like that shit is like first class all the way. You won't suffer. Like, I hear kids say shit about, their experiences in college, like on a scholarship. Like, listen, I never suffered at Wake Forest, ever. When I say I ate well, lived well, did everything well, I never had a problem. And so
it's cool to hear somebody do it right at Wake Forest.
Listen, they do it proper. And so for the basketball team, it was different because they had George Odom.
Right.
They had Odom back then, and it was like he was God. And the Nike deal. And I mean, listen, any shoe they wanted, they had it. We would get the cool shoes, but it wouldn't be like, you would see them with the 12s on,
and we would be 11.
We would have a 11.6. We would have like the 11.6 cross trainer of that. We stayed fly too, but
they were known as a basketball school more than a football school.
At the time, definitely.
Yeah, so I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
You're gonna have that.
Timmy D had just left too.
I'm sure, like a place like Kansas experienced that same shit.
No. Well, I don't see once again though a Hargrave thing like you were saying. Like, no, I think kind of Kansas used to play good football. They used to be a big deal to go to Kansas and play football. It was a big deal during the late 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, like, yeah, those are top of the line programs when it comes to basketball.
Right.
We were kind of the stepchild, but yo, when I say they ate the basketball players, like they would go to the like NCAA tournament, come back with like new whole consoles, cell phone, two-way flips. You'd be like, yo, and brand new sneakers. Like, where the money at in that bag? Ooh, And that's just But salute. Yeah, we have Josh Howard on next week, and that's just what's popping. What's going on with you, Jeff?
Busy week, school, making baseball games. Their little team's in a rough patch. They're not playing so well.
Team?
Yeah, they're like 1-6 on the season. Not playing very well, but it's kind of the league itself, the age group that they're in, it's very difficult for the coaches and for the players because now they're being set up to do it themselves. Like the first real time not being saved by a coach out while playing the game. So it's a lot of high scoring, not really playing the sport, kind of. They're trying really hard. But, I mean, any team could lose every game, right? It's just like kind of, it's random all the time. So, but it's a lot of fun out there. They're excited. Other than that, man.
How's he taking it? Losing.
So, at first, he's oh, man. Something about Peterson. We're highly competitive. Hate losing. And I'm guilty of it too. And so Lincoln, he's competitive to the max. He loses, no one's playing, right? But he's starting to understand that it's not just him out there. Baseball takes 9 players on the field to get it done, right? And it's very individualized. Yes, you have to work as a team, but it's a very individualized sport as far as a team sport's concerned. He made a couple good plays, made a couple good decisions, a couple good at bats. That's really lit a fire under him to want to care a little bit about it before, or a little bit more than he did before. He's not too worried about the losing. He's happy he gets a snack bag at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He's worried if he play well or not. Other than that, he doesn't care how.
I think that's cool. I think that's cool.
He's got a little bit more of a fire under his ass about it now that he's made a couple good plays, and that's all it really takes.
Oh, 100%.
So,
hey, scoring a touchdown changed my life.
Yeah.
First touchdown I scored changed my life. I thought I blacked the fuck out. I was, it was amazing.
Yeah, and it's going to be the same thing for baseball. First double he hits.
Yeah.
First home run he hits. First strikeout he gets, whatever it's going to be.
Your little girl going to play sports?
I think so. She's all about it. I think she's a little bit more on the gymnastics side.
What did mom play?
Soccer.
Okay.
Growing up, soccer, but that's kind of about it. I can see her wanting to get into sports because you tend to, even if the opposite genders, you tend to follow the older sibling. Usually, like it happens often. I mean, that's how I got into baseball and my little brother, and even if she wants to go to softball, I need that. I think that she's very
boy.
Oh yeah, but she's very gymnastics oriented. She wants to be,
too.
Oh yeah, it's no joke. It's really expensive.
Yeah, Ace does all of that. I don't. Listen, I just
what we do for him though.
No, true. Right. I enjoy watching them play. I enjoy watching Ace play. I do. I swear. There's nothing as good as going to those soccer games on Saturday morning. I love it. I know all the kids' names. I have the baddest team, the Blue Dolphins, coached by Melissa Tobert first. Make sure that we shout out Melissa Tobert.
Shout out Melissa.
She's the boss. And then Charles Tobert is second in command over there. Don't mess with Melissa Tobert. Once again, we are the Dank Dads, man. Dank Dads Sportscast. You can catch us on YouTube and live on Facebook every Sunday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 EST. So you think your daughter might be into gymnastics?
Yeah, she's all about it. She's already jumping into it and splits and cartwheels, all that extra stuff.
Yeah, my daughter's talking about cheerleading. Yeah. I'm definitely not with the cheerleading at all.
Why?
Why? Why?
Why? Because you were on the field.
Should I tell the truth?
Growing up?
Not tell you the truth. I just don't feel like. I've never feel
like there's nothing to it. Like after the fact, after high school, not nothing to it, but like after college.
Yeah,
after college.
That part.
College,
thank you. Woo! Thank you for saving my ass.
After college. I know. We were slipping back and forth. We were sliding. But yeah, after college, I mean, there's not. We were skating for a second.
Oh, you ready to say some dumb shit? I swear. You helped me so much. Yes, there's no future after college. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, that's why.
True, though.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I want to get to work on something that's going to make us successful.
Of course, and it's not to say that it's not a bad hobby or an interest, right? But at the same time, there's a cap. There's a limit.
It's a sport.
It absolutely is a sport. I can't go out there and do none of that shit. But there's a cap on that sport.
I think so. I see. I just want my kids to. I don't know. If that's what she wants to do, then that's.
Of course, that's what it's always gonna be.
Of course, I ain't a fan.
I'm not gonna hold it.
Anyway, what else is going on?
That's it. For me, bunch of sports. We got that London game kicked off already.
Yeah,
we're already probably
15,
halftime.
20. We're at. With this.
How do you feel about London games?
Listen, I don't really care.
Do you think that they changed the product at all in order to have? Because they can't go overseas and have a 3-0 game or a 9-6 game. They can't afford that for that market. They need something exciting. Do you think that they changed the game a little bit, be a little bit more lenient, get the high scoring, good plays? They need Jefferson to have a dope ass catch in London to help that market really get going. And there's some talk about that when baseball does this. Baseball goes over to London and plays, and they maybe change the baseball, maybe bring in the fence a little bit to get home run after home run or whatever. It might be pop fly out in American stadiums, but it's a home run in those stadiums.
I don't think you can stage anything in baseball. Other than that greasy ball, I don't think you can really stage no shit in baseball, to be honest. I just don't think you can. Now, football, you might be right. You might. I don't know why.
The staging is the same across the board. They got that shit down to science. They know where they can mess with stuff in order to change the game, without a doubt.
Yeah, but would they be changing to make it more of a high scoring?
Yeah, I mean baseball. They can change the inner core of a baseball that will compress and fly farther and harder than an average like other baseball.
I mean, listen, fuck it. I hope that this shit becomes global. I hope football becomes global. I don't. Have you seen these new helmets?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's that specific one that has like that concussion.
Yeah.
It's also working.
Yeah. So does the Edward, the running back from Kansas City. He wears.
Oh yeah.
Wears it too. Yeah.
Hilaire. Two of them might need to wear one.
Jesus. Let's go into tour, man. Fuck it. Let's go into it. What do you think?
It's hard as a casual fan because we're not in those doctors' meetings.
Do you consider yourself a casual fan?
An average fan. I mean, I'm not. An average fan is anybody that loves the game. Me and you. To me,
no.
Like I'm not like a diehard. I need to put a Niners tattoo on my
forearm.
forearm.
I mean, like a purist of the sport.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But I'm talking just me, a average white guy in Reno, Nevada. I'm a casual guy, right? I don't know if Tua was actually cleared in any of these doctors' appointments, right? So it's hard for me to speak on it. Clearly, it doesn't look like he should have been cleared, right? The NFLPA was already questioning it, but damn, it didn't look good. And I do think, I was telling you earlier, I think Miami's going to be in some shit once they kind of get through all this and realize that they didn't take the right protocols. And their backup is Teddy Bridgewater, right? So it's not a good look for them at all. And I hope Tua is okay, of course. I mean, he flew home with the team after that game, so that's good. They didn't need to keep him in the hospital.
I don't really know if I don't know if Tua. I don't know if he. I don't know if he's hurt that bad. But that's on a player. I mean,
I can see that. Yeah, you have your own
you know,
personal choice,
listen, I've been there.
especially because a lot of these guys will sit out for anything. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that.
Especially when you think you got it. Like I've been there, right?
Yeah, of course. And yeah, they're 3-0,
Right.
right? And so they
Yeah.
thought they got it.
Goddamn right.
And it's prime time against the Bengals. I get that.
And so, I had a concussion in high school. I did not know that I had a concussion until like, I don't know, 2-3 days, maybe a day later, but later in the day.
Right.
Right. So I probably got the concussion like noon on that Saturday. Probably like 6-ish the next day. I was like, oh, something, just little left foot step, just can't quite get the concussion right. And then puking, you get really like a weak stomach, right?
I've never had a concussion.
It is what it is, but there's feelings that you get with it if you don't know that you have that, right? But at the same time, I remember being at Harvard. Same shit. Hit a guy coming across the middle. Guy comes, he hit helmet down, went boom, and I just remember being like, I have that. I didn't know what it was, right? But I was like, I got that thing, man. Fuck, and it could be a thing like it's even it's kind of blurry, right? And I'm only explaining this because I'm taking you through the mind state of a person who wants to play, right? So now imagine this guy has just come across the middle. He's going for a ball. I hit him. Bah! Ball falls on the ground. People are going nuts. I get up and I'm like, oh shit, that thing's happening. So I'm like, fuck, I got to get off this field to figure this out. And this is the process that you're going through in here. You're not thinking about your life. You're not thinking about your health. You're not thinking about children. You're thinking about, how do I fix this? That's why you see some of these guys, when they lay on the ground and get hurt, they're really evaluating inside themselves, like,
okay, like where you're at.
And then that's when you see someone just hit the ground, fuck! Because they know.
Right away, right.
They know that they're done for the day. So when that back thing happened, I don't know if it was a head injury or what.
I mean, just by looking at it on face value, that shit was not a back injury.
I know. You don't know that.
Because he stands up and he's like, he shakes his fucking head like,
you don't fucking know that shit. You don't know.
I've had back problems and my legs don't just buckle like that. And I don't shake my head to try and get it off of me. I don't get sea legs. Come on now. And when I have back injuries, I don't start throwing up West Side and my fingers start fucking gangbanging on the laying down, bro. Okay? I'm sorry, Tua. I like you, but fuck, man. This is pretty obvious.
Listen, I don't know. But what I am saying is that when you get to that sideline, you are trying to play.
At the end of the day, though, I haven't been in that mind frame of being a professional athlete, but these are billion-dollar organizations.
Let me finish what I was saying. So when you get to the sideline, after you get the thing, I'm young. I don't know the name of it. No one's saying that's a concussion.
Right.
Got
his bell rung.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's concussion things that they should do back then, which were dumb as fuck, right? They would just walk up to you and this
right,
shit,
yeah.
Right? You're like what day is it?
They're like leading you on to the right answer.
Yeah, look,
it's
a dude behind him. It's a dude behind him. It's not playing behind him. A Saturday, yeah. And that's just how it is. You're trying to get on that field. So now a man doesn't have a job.
Right.
Tua wanted to get on the field. But at the same time, I don't know if it's that important for him to play that the NFL would say, or the team would say, hey, make him play. Yeah, let him play.
Right.
Like I don't think that they would do that. That's my only issue. Like this shit is so sensitive now.
Right.
You can't mess with the NFLPA, bro. They are waiting.
So, and I see that. I believe what you're saying with high school and college level.
Right.
Because your livelihood is at stake as far as going to not so much high school but college, right? NFL, man, they sneeze wrong and they fucking watch and see. Yeah. They can't fucking like it.
That's why it's hard. It's hard. By the way, that Vikings game is 16-7. Third quarter, 8:47 left in the third quarter. But yeah, I don't know if it's that important for them to do that. You know?
Well, not in week 3 and 4 of when they already have a winning record. Like again, it's just so odd to me. Like he must have. That's what makes me think that Tua was either really convincing that he was okay. Like he was decently okay, and then he just anybody on this last hit that he just took, anybody probably could have got concussion from that, right? Yeah, cool. So, but it's scary that he had one 5 days prior, thought to, and that stuff's scary. We know somebody. I mean, you probably know a couple, but our boy Alex at work.
Oh yeah, definitely.
His life's changed, right? Yeah, completely, and that's from high school concussion, back-to-back concussion things. Yeah. And now he. Has lost all his memory and stuff like that. And that's some real shit that you really need to take care of. And that's why I think it's just so weird a billion-dollar corporation falls victim of something like that.
I just don't think that they would. I just don't see it. I just don't see any reason to risk, because listen, that's a team fine.
Yeah.
That's a loss of draft picks and all kinds. I just don't see them. I think it'll be explained in a. I think it'll be explained. No big deal. I think it'll go away.
Okay. I think we're just starting, especially if Tua doesn't make it back this year. If he makes it back and he's back to his normal self, he'll be all right. I think he will too, but just because he did fly home with the team. But you're already firing doctors, and
that's just what motherfuckers have to do.
Yeah, but the NFLPA is looking at it. They were looking at it on the first concussion.
You have to do shit like that. You got to show effort there, perhaps. We'll see. I think he'll be back. He'll play well. You cannot have Auntie Bridgewater at your quarterback. Listen, Teddy Bridgewater is the most disappointing person to
Teddy
me.
Two Gloves?
I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, let's get into some of our picks, bro. Let's get into this week's picks.
Hey, I want to start really keeping track of what our record is. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Last week with our picks, we both had really good picks. As far as kind of underdog teams, you went with the Jaguars. That was a shellacking of Chargers. I took Indy. They at home beat the Chiefs. You went 7-8. I went 9-6. Hopefully we can get both into the positive.
7-8.
Yep.
What did you think about the Chiefs coach?
Play good defense, control the ball, control the time, beat the Chiefs.
What was all the beef with the enemy and Andy Reid and?
I don't know, but what's his name? It was not Andy Reid, but it was him and Mahomes yelling at each other going into halftime.
Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, Mahomes. And Mahomes yelling at, and Reid came and grabbed Mahomes.
Right.
But do you see what McCoy said?
No.
Shady.
No.
He said that fucking guy does not know how to call run plays, pass plays, option plays. All he does is yell and scream at players. And he played for him for a couple of years.
For Bieniemy?
Yeah. He said he does not know shit about calling plays, passing plays, running plays. Like, he went hard on him. All he knows is how to scream at players.
So personal.
It, yeah, 1,000% personal. And and he's the offensive coordinator, and Shady was the running back. So yeah, sounds real fucking personal.
Wow.
But I mean, how often do players and coaches have arguments on the sideline or in the locker room?
Oh,
fucking yeah. Whatever. So they had some words back and forth. It wasn't like Mahomes turned around and got in his face. Neither did he, right, to Mahomes. So yeah.
How about that? How about Justin Fields and at Texas last week?
Oh
yeah.
Oh, we've been
I
asking.
can't believe you touched my buttons, Jeffrey.
Where's the want?
Right here.
All right, start
Still
over.
learning our buttons.
Say it
Jeffrey,
again.
You don't just wing that.
All right, say it again.
You go 90. Okay. What did I say? Justin Fields?
Okay,
That's exactly what he looks like. Yes.
Okay.
This kid is.
He's got 245 yards passing through the first 3 weeks. And he was right. His receiver sucked. He already came out and said that shit before the season started. So that's what he gets.
Jesus. Baker got one.
Yep, Baker got one. He did.
What do you think of my brother Baker, man?
He's very likable.
I love him.
Very likable. He's fun.
Have you been watching the Nissan Heisman House shit?
No, I saw one episode or one commercial. Got now. But,
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Listen.
Those are always really good though.
Hey, yo, so it's what's the boy's name from Alabama? I forget his name. Heisman winner.
Henry?
No, the quarterback at Alabama now.
Oh, I know.
Oh God, listen, you're fucking up.
No.
Oh, it's on. Oh God. But he's in the Heisman house. He's in there, and they have to get him to his game. And so Barry Sanders is like, oh yeah, college kid, yeah, somebody better get him to his game. Yeah, I got a game today. Where's my helmet? And so one of the guys has the Alabama helmet on. They bowling down the hallway. He's like, where's my socks? Charlie Ward has the socks on his golf club. He's begging for rides. So they like doing Rochambeau to figure out who's gonna take him. It ends up being Baker Mayfield.
Oh, nice.
So he's like, where are we going? He's like, Texas. He's like, oh shit, road trip. Okay, all right, let's go. Yeah, it's a pretty good commercial.
Bryce Young?
Bryce Young, that's his name. He kills the commercial, by the way. He murders that shit. Totally natural.
Baker's the perfect loser, that Rochambeau, to go give him a drive. That's pretty funny. Wow, nice.
It's good shit. I love those commercials. All right, let's get into
Cleveland and Atlanta. Let's just hop right into it.
From last week or this week?
No, this week.
Oh shit! Well, let's go in the picks then. We already know where I landed last week. Wasn't that great. It wasn't that bad either, but
no.
Just a tricky week last week.
It was. There was things you thought should have happened, and things you kind of went with your heart. And
yep, that's exactly what happened. Get into it. Yep, do it. 16-14 Vikings still up. Saints coming back.
Third quarter.
Yeah, who's the quarterback over there? Tannehill. I know Winston is out. What's Tannehill?
No, it's Andy Dalton.
Oh,
the red.
I love Andy Dalton. I'm a real Andy Dalton fan.
Yeah, I don't hate him. I've always been average and long enough to stay in the league for
average. Andy Dalton average?
He had 2 seasons where he wasn't average, where he was above average. Maybe 3, I would say. How many playoff wins has he got? Average. I would take Fitzmagic over Andy Dalton all goddamn day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over Andy Dalton.
Yep. No, that to me they're like the same guy. They're journeyman.
Not a journeyman. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's been on like
the Bengals forever.
Right, and now he's on like.
Matt Ryan. He's got one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, but Dan Dalton's been on a lot more.
Okay.
So last 4 years, Dalton's passed around from. Anyways, yeah. So it's 16-14.
Yeah, 16-14.
Vikings.
Andy Dalton
in London
was a great quarterback.
Yeah, he's great.
Okie dokie.
Great.
Let's give the Chargers Texans.
Chargers and Texans.
Chargers Texans. You got.
Chargers have to win that game. I think it's a must win for them. And it's only week 4, but I think it's a must win. They got embarrassed last week. Yeah, fucking dug out by the Jaguars. Yes, Herbert's hurt. Got some injuries.
I
You
called
did.
that
You
one.
called Jacksonville. I lean towards Chargers on that one. Getting back, getting right.
I'm gonna roll with you, brother.
All right.
Chicago and the Giants.
Giants.
Yeah.
Not too exciting. The year of the Saquon, for sure. He's on that contract year. I love players on contract years. I don't know what it is. In all sports.
I'm just happy to see Saquon back.
Me too. It's good for the league. I think it's good for him. He looked pretty clean last week and it was all white. Giants.
Oh, listen. I think I look at guys like Saquon and I know that he's working. You know, and guys like McCaffrey too. Like they work hard during the off season. You know it, and then they come out there every year and something happens. That's just.
Has Saquon reached his big contract?
This is it.
Yeah, he's on contract. You're right.
Yeah.
So McCaffrey's already gotten him. So I think that there is. I think they restructured or signed him for longer. He didn't get some free agency. Extended him. I think Saquon has a lot of doubters that he has to prove. I think the guy's running with that chip on his shoulder because there's a lot of people hating on him.
Who?
That he's just another.
Everybody
guy.
loves the dude.
Yeah,
everybody
wants. Everyone's on that line though of like.
Everybody wants to see.
I think so ultimately though, but they're getting tired because he came in the league like Jonathan Taylor type. Like this dude is about to.
Yeah, but you don't like.
Just everybody.
Like listen. Him and Ezekiel Elliott with the way that people feel about a guy like Saquon. Like people really love Saquon.
Okay.
Like he's a fixture.
Yeah, but he's not too many seasons away from being felt like. He's close. He's right in that line of like, okay, you need to produce or he's not shit anymore.
Let me ask you this.
I love Saquon.
Do you know that there's a Campbell soup curse?
I've heard of that. And there's things of Madden curse.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
I've seen
Campbell's, huh?
I've seen the coach for Rams. He's doing Campbell's commercials.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I hope the curse is real. I hope the curse is real.
It really started with like Clay Matthews. Well, no, there were people before. There was a Pittsburgh Steeler who used to do, I think it was the bus.
Yeah, that was
okay.
Off, right.
So then he kind of just, as soon as he started, it faded out.
Mm-hmm.
He was done. It was another person after him, same thing, and then Ray Lewis. He got the old deer antler elbow.
Mm-hmm.
He started doing it, right? And then Clay Matthews. Oh God, when Clay Matthews.
It all seems like all these guys are at their career when they hop on.
Listen, the race, man.
No.
A Campbell super fuck your life up. And
indigestion and constipated and not thinking right.
What's the other one? What's the other? Old Spice. Another one. Those endorsements drag football players down, so you get civilized.
More of them than not, it feels like.
You can't get civilized. So we got Giants. You taking Giants for that one?
Yeah, just because we did that.
Seahawks Lions.
They lost it. They had their game in the bag last week against Minnesota. 10-point lead in the fourth. Awesome. Game over.
I roll with you.
They have some heart, but they can't shoot themselves in the foot.
I roll with you. Browns Falcons.
I think that Falcons offense is good enough to kind of hang with some people. They can put up some numbers.
Mariota?
Yeah, but their defense can't stop anything. So that's their problem. I think that Cleveland's defense gets enough stops today to get the win because their defense is pretty good. I'm going with Cleveland, but Atlanta surprises me offensively. That Drake London kid is doing really well.
Oh, yes.
Patterson's pretty decent.
He's good. Listen.
London is shit.
London is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love when rookies have hype coming into camp. I love when rookies have that hype and they do it. Yeah. That's so fucking cool. So they surprise me offensively. They can keep around. They can score 28. If you can score 28 points a game, 25, you're going to be in every game.
Where could you see Trevor Lawrence? In what market? I know I just jumped off of everything, but in what market could you see Trevor? Like, I just don't think I don't want to see him down there anymore.
I don't either.
I love him. I love that guy. I love everything about the kid. I want to see him somewhere else.
I don't know. Seattle?
Don't think Atlanta be good.
Houston?
Atlanta be a good place for him.
I think Atlanta would work. You're pretty close to all the Clemson fans still. I think that I can see Atlanta.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
I think
But
Atlanta.
they got that Cincinnati quarterback they just got last year, Ridley. They're supposed to take the win.
Titans coach.
Hold on, who are you taking on the Cleveland Atlanta?
I'm going to take Cleveland.
All right, who?
Titans coach.
Titans Colts. Divisional game. Tennessee's offense is not very good. Indy coming off a good win against KC at home. I'm going to go Indy.
Taking Titans.
Titans. I need Henry to go off. Help me out. Fantasy wise, but
I see Vrabel really putting up a
divisional game. You know, always those games, especially against those two, coin flip, right?
Commanders.
Dallas looking good for the most part.
Let's talk about it.
Wentz and the Commanders shit the bed hard at home last week.
I'm talking about Cowboys.
Is it sustainable? Dak's supposed to be coming back next week after. They stick with Cooper. Rush.
I am a firm believer if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and I think Jerry Jones said that he's open to a
and I don't want that
quarterback.
Either. I don't want that.
I know you don't. I know.
But
he's open to a competition.
I don't want that. What I do want is to make sure that I do have a person that can hold it down so that my person can be healed.
Right? Of course,
that's what I really want. I want that part. I want to have a quarterback. I think it's really cool to have a quarterback that can come in and say, all right, listen, I can hold it.
Yeah, I can get us through this time.
I can get us through this. Woo! And depend on it, you know. So yeah, I think that's it. But if we can stretch it out and catch, a couple other games that they have down the road, I think they can really maybe do something. So let's just take a look at, I think I'm not saying that
Richard Sherman said this earlier this week. How there's no quarterback competition because Dak makes too much money. And yeah, I mean they'll usually not bench a guy that's making a whole bunch of money.
So let's look at this. All right, so you have Commanders today, Rams next week. All right, can they beat the Rams?
No, not with Cooper Rush. I don't think their defense is good, but they haven't faced an elite offense yet either.
I ain't debating. I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that they could lose today.
Yeah,
the Commanders, right? So I don't know. I don't think so. No, but but when you have the Eagles in that division, they're wild card at best, right? The Cowboys at best.
Oh well, I was gonna go there. So you say no to the Rams, right?
No, they lose to the Rams.
Okay. Eagles.
Then they go to Eagles. They lose to the Eagles.
You think they lose to the Eagles?
In Philly, yeah.
All right. So we would have.
If Dak's back, could they beat the Eagles? Yeah.
So let's say they beat Commanders. They be 3-1. They lose. They're 3-2.
3-3.
3-3 right here.
They get a feisty Detroit team after that.
They can take them.
Okay, give them a win on that one.
All right.
Then they beat the Bears. Okay, so now they're 5-3.
5-3. Right.
Then they go to Green Bay.
Get their heads knocked off.
Okay, so they're 5-4.
5-4, right?
And then go to Minnesota.
Okay.
I give that to Minnesota for the home field.
Ooh, I will too.
Okay, so that's 5-5.
Okay.
At
Big
home
game.
against the Giants, they take that another win, so they're 6-5, I think.
Okay.
Because they just beat Giants on the road. So that game's at home.
Okay.
So they're 6-5. At home against the Colts.
Dead. Dead. Colts at Cowboys.
Give it to the Cowboys. Why not? Okay.
All right.
7-5.
7-5.
At home against Texans, 8-5.
All right, so now we're here. We're at 8-5. This is where I needed my quarterback to hold me to 8-5.
Yep.
Because now we can do something now, right? Holy shit. We can actually do something now. We can actually go Texans win, Jags win, toss up at Eagles. Where's that put us now? We're at 10, right? Let's say we get that toss up at the Eagles, we're 11. We in that wild card. We definitely come back and get 12 right here.
Titans.
Right?
Yeah.
You just want that dude to hold it down. I don't like that fucking competition shit because it ain't never going to happen.
Right, of course. He just needs to hold it down. But Cowboys are Cowboys. End up fucking themselves somewhere.
According to Stephen A. Smith, yes.
Oh, God. That dude.
He hates it. I think he just likes fucking with the fans, but I'm going to tell you what. He does it so well. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith, man. I like Stephen A.
Funny guy.
All right, let's keep going with our picks.
So Washington and Dallas today.
I got the Commanders.
Okay, I'll go Dallas.
Ravens, Bills.
That was a game of the week. One of the games of the week, absolutely. At Baltimore. Buffalo coming off a loss in Miami. Me too. I was going to just. I hope Lamar. I'm switching it to Buffalo. Sorry. Go against you.
All right. I think that defense is going to over pursue Lamar. I think they're going to really.
What is the Baltimore defense going to over pursue on Buffalo? Nothing.
No, I'm saying I think the Ravens. I think the Bills defense.
Right, but the Ravens are not going to be able to stop the Bills either.
I think they will. I think Ravens will step up in this week. We're going to really learn a lot about the Ravens this week.
I hope. I'm so big on Lamar this year.
Eagles, Jags.
Jags coming in with some hype. They come back to reality. Today.
What? I'm taking Jaguars.
You're taking Jags.
Watch. 7 launch, man. Jets, Steelers. Nobody wants to watch this game.
Wilson's coming back. At least that's the exciting news on that end. Zach Wilson, their number 2 or 3 draft pick. Not the answer, but he's coming back. That's the news over there. We're both on Pitt.
All right. Taking it seriously. Cardinals, Panthers.
Taking Cardinals.
I
think this is one of the games that Panthers and Mayfield can win, but they throw the pick at the end, on their last drive, or they fumble it somewhere. They fuck up somewhere and give Arizona a hard-fought, shifty win.
I think that Raiders, Broncos.
You're taking AZ? Arizona?
Taking Panthers.
Raiders and Broncos. Fuck the Broncos. Damn it.
Woo.
Fuck them. And fuck the Russ.
That's rough.
They played rough. And the Niners played rough. And still fucking good.
Let's talk about that.
Bullshit ass game.
I'm going to wait till you get there.
Yeah.
So,
I'm taking Raiders. Raiders get their win. Get their win.
Oh, no.
They get their win.
Yeah, the homie. You sat with the homie. He rubbed it in your face and you got mad, huh?
No, he didn't rub it too bad because there's nothing to rub. And Denver looked like fucking shit that game too. So I think the offense is not that great. They did.
I'm gonna take the Raiders too. If he had to just stay, Vontae.
I know.
If he had to just stay, it's just weird. You don't know what it's like losing like this. You don't know. Got my son out there. Las
Sorry.
Vegas.
Sorry.
Monte Adams. I love his Taco Bell commercials though. Some funny shit. Patriots, Packers.
Packers.
Sure.
Mac Jones is out.
For sure.
Brandon Hoyer. Or Brian Hoyer.
Big game tonight, huh?
KC at TB. Tampa Bay.
Let's talk about it.
Tampa Bay looked like shit last week. At home. They did not look very good. They get Mike Evans back. That will always help. Looks like Tom Brady's
What?
tapped out. Done.
What?
Tapped out.
Huh?
Tapped out.
Old?
Age is definitely.
Huh?
Yeah, they're just tired. He looks tired. I don't even know call it old. Sure, he's fucking 45
Okay.
years old. Yeah, but he's done. And I'm happy he went somewhere else and got another Super Bowl just to do something about it. He does. He just. I'm a big Tom Brady fan, but man, he's not looking it. I don't know if the stuff at home is a problem. I don't know, but something's affecting him, and it's not good.
Tom Brady looks like the dude said, I want to go on a Navajo hunting trip. my boy said Indian Native American. He was like, yo, I'm gonna take you on a hunting trip, baby. Wanna go hunting? Yeah, I love to hunt, man. Let's go. He said, yeah, but we're gonna be out there for like 6 days. And I was like, nah, out where for 6 days? He was like, yeah, we're gonna be on the res. We're gonna be hunting for deer. And I was like, for 6 days? How many deer we gonna kill in 6 days, bro? Right? And that's what Tom Brady looks like. Like the person who's just like, yo, I do not want to be on this ride anymore. Please let me off.
Tired.
The dude who got the tattoo is like, oh shit, I gotta finish this out. Because if I don't, it's gonna look crazy. That's who he is right now.
Yep. He's 45 years old.
Listen, I don't want to hear that shit.
That's big.
No, I don't listen. If you decide to take your ass out there and play with the monsters, I would not. If somebody was like, yo, you can have your 28-year-old body. I feel like I was my best at 28. You have your 28-year-old body back and go out there and play again. I mean, hell no. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, but it's so instilled in their brain, the training camp, the grind, that happens to a lot of guys who retire. They don't know what the fuck to do with them because now they're used to just going 100%.
Hey,
and Tom Brady would probably was going 100% often.
The bullets getting closer to him. And listen, what you don't want is a tour. What you don't want is for him to get that reverse slam on the ground and get that hit.
They don't allow that for Tom. I know.
I'm trying to.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is that
injury.
He doesn't look like he wants to be there, and I think that he's going to get hurt because he doesn't look like he wants to play. Now I don't know what the deal is with his woman and all that, but yo, I mean, how do you? I ain't got them kind of problems in my house, and I don't know what he has in his house, but I'm sure every man who loves his family wants to make sure that shit is cool.
Of course.
So that's a thing. As a Dank dad, and he's a Dank dad for sure. It's that shit can weigh on you, but yo, it can't weigh on you as a starting quarterback and the best one in the world.
Right.
You cannot, because you will get hurt, and I would hate to see Tom Brady hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It would make me sick to see Tom Brady hurt.
He's the one that needs to go out on his own.
He needs to. I don't know, but he just doesn't look like he wants to be there.
I wish that they would do like they kind of do in baseball, do a farewell tour. Every opposing stadium he goes to, they do this big old song and dance for him, say their goodbyes, have a little moment for him.
Not football,
yeah, but I think certain, not everybody has that in baseball though. Certain echelon people get that goodbye. I think they deserve that.
No,
Albert Pujols is
hell
getting
no.
it kind of thing.
That's baseball shit. They live in a fairy tale in baseball.
Fairy tale. We just
baseball
appreciate.
makes up their own shit.
No, we just
as they go along
appreciate.
anyway.
We don't have to. You're the other team, and I fucking hate you forever. No, we appreciate what people have done for the sport. We're not just haters right off the bat.
Listen, we are. There's a rookie right now that wants to main Tom Brady, dog. There's
Of course.
Okay, that's not the same. This is a different sport.
You're telling me that
this is heavy bike.
A rookie pitcher wants to serve up a fucking. You think a rookie pitcher wants to serve up a home run just because it's Albert Pujols? No, he wants to get him out still. He wants to fucking get his paper. But at the same time, the fans appreciate what people have done for the sport.
Yes, but that picture is not a 295
NFL.
dude named Draymond Green that's trying to knock off Tom Brady's head, dog.
Draymond Green.
Okay. Most ghetto name of all time, Draymond Green.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
No.
Talking about the fans. In football, it's either you love the player or you hate the player.
What's what Tom Brady gets hurt?
Yeah, no one wants to see that. Of course not.
He just doesn't look like
But he
he's
needs
with
a little
it.
farewell tour and be done.
Who you picking? Your farewell tour. Don't ever bring that shit up again on the
AC.
show, the farewell tour.
You're gonna miss him when he's gone.
That shit don't sound right. I will not. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. My best friend Brian Ray, I swear to God, when Tom Brady goes away, oh God, maybe he'll shut up about Tom Brady.
Dank Dad Sportscast.
Absolutely.
Catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. This show is sponsored by Element Tanning.
I'll be in there.
3600
Friday.
Warren Way, Reno, Nevada. Go in there and mention Dank Dad Sportscast. They'll take care of you.
Friday. I'm going to be in there and get my tan on Friday. For sure.
I want to get into that, so let's finish these last two picks. I'm asking
four
questions about that. So I'm taking Kansas City. At home, coming off a loss. Or no, on the road, coming off a loss.
Crazy. I'm taking Tom Brady.
Won't take him against Aaron Rodgers at home, but we'll take him against Mahomes. Okay.
I think he don't have no beef with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he has a problem with Aaron Rodgers at all. I think he got a problem with this young boy.
All right.
I don't think he liked this young boy. I really don't.
I mean, he beat him in the Super Bowl. He already has the one up on him.
Listen.
He's already got it.
This young boy walked out with to a quarter of a billy. Yo, that's saying something. In that circle, the way they think, the Tom Brady's and the Michael Jordans and shit like that, that young boy walking off with a quarter.
Because he's going to be at that table with them.
100%.
So he has to make room.
Oh, Kansas too. Kansas, Jordan Brand. Remember Jordan Brand? We talking about that?
Yeah.
Kansas also too. They also have the Jordan Brand.
Right, they have the Jordan Brand.
But yeah. So I'm taking Tom Brady to step up and
he's gonna take, if he does that, I think most of the public probably betting KC. So he's gonna take a lot of people's money. I know that based off last week and Kansas City coming off on a loss, it's only Buccaneers -1 on this. So that's interesting.
I'm going to take Tom Brady, buddy. I'm going to take Tom. And he got my boy back. Soldier. Let's get into this Rams 49ers.
Niners.
I really want to talk about this.
Well, so the Rams and Niners have played 145 times, okay? They've played 145 times. It's one of the closest matchups in all of football. Niners have the edge, like 75 wins to 68. Really fucking close.
Right.
So they always play each other tough. No matter if it's the Niners' worst teams or the Rams' worst teams, they always play each other close. Over the last couple of years, the Niners have kind of been the Rams' kryptonite, other than this last NFC Championship game where the Rams kind of finally pulled through. Because they allowed the Niners to make the playoffs by losing at home in the last game of the season. But then they got their get back this last Super Bowl year as far as beating the Niners when it really mattered the most. This is not a good situation for the Niners tomorrow. They're out Trent Williams, the best offensive lineman in the game.
How long is he out?
4 to 6 weeks.
Ooh.
high ankle sprain. It was real scary because they brought the card out for the guy. They brought the fucking card out. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to go home right now. Mind you, they brought the card out for Trent Williams on the same exact play that Jimmy stepped out of bounds and threw a pick six. That was the same one. That was one play. We lost our 99 overall offensive lineman and had a safety and pick six. So we're not in a good spot right now. I'm hoping that there's even some video footage of Jimmy G running off the field last week saying,
Why do you need that?
What do you mean?
The footage of Jimmy G ran off the field saying what?
Saying, God, your play calling sucks. God, your plays suck. He was mouthing that to Shanahan, saying, your plays suck.
Really?
Yes. And they both played it off in the press conference. It's like, oh, we're so good, blah, 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 blah. No, I think Jimmy is not happy with the Niners. And he has a little bit more balls because he's like, okay, you guys fucking need me now. You really thought you needed me before, and then he
Wouldn't
gave
you
up
be
on
like
that.
that? Would you not be like that?
I don't hate Jimmy for that. Absolutely not. I get it. But at the same time, he's playing for a contract too.
I don't think he's playing for anything.
Yeah, fuck yeah, he is. On a different team, he's playing for a contract. He's making $6 million right now with incentives. He was making $24 million 8 months ago doing the same job. This is a contract year. He needs to ball out and get a good contract elsewhere or with the Niners, whatever it might be. I don't know. He can't have – if he plays like he did last Sunday for the rest of the season, he's not going to get a good contract anywhere. He's going to be a backup somewhere.
Matthew Stafford had 761 passing yards, 4 passing TDs, and 5 interceptions.
He led the league in interceptions last year, and now he's on pace to do it again, which I love. That's fine. But we're really hurt. Our team's really hurt. It's going to be a tough matchup for us. We're coming off of probably one of the worst NFL games of all time, where it had set records for the most punts and punt yards. The AFC Player of the Week was the Denver punter. The NFC Player of the Week was the Niners punter. Okay? So, and they both killed it. They both did really good. The Broncos punter is the African-American left-footed punter. Pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I saw that. Pretty dope. So,
all right, fuck it. Then I'll roll with you. I'm gonna go with you, partner.
I don't know where I'm going.
What? I thought we said we're picking the Rams.
I don't know because the Niners always play the Rams really tough, but just Niners are not in a good spot right now. The Niners are at home. You hate the fucking
Why'd
Rams.
you do that? Why'd you just take me down that whole road to set me up to do this shit?
Because it's the same thing.
I don't like the way you just did that.
Well, then be your own person. What the fuck? have your own picks.
First of all, motherfucker, you are the guy for San Francisco. I'm sitting here with you. You're giving me the analyst the breakdown of what happened.
Right, of course. But
and then you say, well, I don't know.
But I started off with how
my 99 players not playing this week. What the fuck?
I started off saying how close they are record-wise. The worst Niners teams have beaten the Rams teams. The worst Rams teams, they play each other really fucking close. So it doesn't matter where the rosters are at.
Is Kittle playing?
Kittle's playing.
I'm taking.
But they they had to use them for blocking when Trent
I'm
Williams
taking the 49ers. Write it down. Mark it. Mark it. Mark that shit down. 49ers win this game today. All you push-ups too.
So I'm gonna go Rams just for the sake of we had too many.
I'll put 20 push-ups on it.
You owe me push-ups.
How many?
I don't know.
About 40.
Yeah.
If I lose this, it's 40.
Yeah. That's tomorrow night's game.
All right, let's go to a little bit of college right quick, man.
Some top 25 losses, not anything in the top 5. So there's not going to be any movement around in that.
Well,
not in the top 5. All the top 5 won.
Did it yesterday, fellas.
Yes, and Kansas State.
Wake Forest and Kansas State. Yo, yeah.
They both played really well. And Wake Forest is on the road at Florida State.
Oh, big games.
Yeah,
Packed
yeah,
in it. It
no,
was
it's good.
nuts.
No, that was a good win. That was a good
Harmon,
win. Anytime you go down there,
just
and
do football.
yeah, of course, that's really good.
Yeah.
And
Listen,
then
did you see the Clemson game last night?
I saw the highlights of it when I got home.
Have you watched their entrance and how they get into the stadium and shit?
I'm worried for Dabo. He runs down that hill.
First of all, listen, I've been there.
I saw it last week, and this dude looks like he tears the ACL when he first gets the flat ground.
Yeah.
Looks bad. Sketch, bro.
It's one of the craziest places to play, Clemson, because they got that Tiger walking. They come down there, motherfucking that smoke, and they were like, woo! Smoke talker. Now, mind you, you're on the field, right? You're down there, you're like this. You're just looking up at them like, yo, this is cool. Lights and shit is going on. You're like, this is really, really cool. Now, mind you, they've taken this shit to another level where they get on the bus. They leave one place, take a loop around the stadium, and come in, Tiger walk, go up to the thing, and get ready to come down the hill. And when you see this shit in real life, it's impressive.
And for as long as they've been doing it, it kind of surprised me no one has gotten here.
Listen, I don't know what that ground is made of. Did they coming down?
Could
But
you imagine Trevor Lawrence towards ACL running down that fucking?
listen, it looks fun though.
It does. Oh, it looks like you'd be hyped up at.
It looks like it's a bounce house way they coming down that hill, you know, just like. But I'm just saying, like this shit. The game was so beautiful the other night, man. It was just a great game. It was packed. It was sold out. NC State played super hard. Georgia Bulldogs on a fence.
Yep. I don't know if they got caught sleeping. They have Auburn next week, so it's not like they're family season, but yeah, almost got caught slipping, but still ultimately took the dub, so it doesn't really hurt them. Close wins don't matter in Georgia, because you're still going to be up. You're not going to move down for a close win and almost lose it. So as long as you don't lose, they're going to be there.
All right.
Is USC the real deal? They're number 5 right now. They have Utah in a couple weeks. Utah's like ranked 12, and then they have cupcakes after that the rest of the year, and then they end playing Notre Dame.
That's Bronco Mendenhall, huh?
Yeah, I think college football is better. USC is good, and it goes for a lot of teams. But I think that getting that West Coast kind of rise, getting the entire nation kind of going from one end to the other. I think college football is where it needs to be at.
I think USC and USC and the Miamis, and we want to get back to that look of college football. That Reggie Bush fly guy.
USC is leaving Pac-12.
I don't know. Are they?
I think they are. Big 12 or Big 10. Big 12, I think.
I saw some kids get ejected this weekend for the Target and shit. It's getting worse.
I saw one of the hits was pretty nasty.
The kid on the ground.
Yeah.
The TCU. Was that TCU?
I think it was.
Yeah. I seen some just good college football though. Solid college football. All Saturday long. Solid.
Well, who's going to get left out? 4 teams make it. Who's going to get left out? USC might be the one left out. Because you got Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. There's going to be USC is going to be possibly left out.
UCLA beat Washington.
Yeah, I did see that. That was a tough loss for Washington.
That was a terrible loss for Washington.
They're good. UCLA's not even ranked in their 5-0. They're going to be right next week.
Yeah, I just don't think they're gonna play anybody. They're gonna really yeah. I think they got a cupcake league over there right now.
Oh yeah, it's
not. TCU taking Oklahoma by the horn.
Yeah, and that's back-to-back weeks with Oklahoma losing. That's not good.
At number 18.
There goes that season.
3-2 at number 18. That was a smash. And yes, that's where that big hit came in.
And TCU didn't just win.
No,
they fucking annihilated.
No, absolutely.
And they're 4-0, not even ranked. They're going to be ranked next week, too.
Absolutely. So let's talk about who is going to be our top 4.
I mean, someone's going to get left out. It's going to be an undefeated team, I think.
How did you think that?
Because there's too many people. When you have 6 top programs that are undefeated, someone's going to get left out that's undefeated. Well, I guess Michigan and Ohio State, they'll see each other, right? That'll take care of that one.
You think Ohio State can beat Michigan?
I hope Michigan wins. But yes, I do think so.
Georgia, Clemson holds on.
Actually, you know what? I hope they make it interesting. And Alabama and Georgia are going to have to see each other in the SEC championship game. Because that'll give them one team a loss.
Well, I think they got to see each other in the regular season, huh?
They don't always. Yeah, no, they
No?
don't.
Okay.
But so that'll give that team a loss, even though it's the SEC championship game that they're going to lose. That could kick that team out.
Yeah, they turn them right back around.
No, they just give it to them.
We kind of need them.
We're about to see them twice.
Yeah,
we're about to see them play twice in a 3-week period.
Hey, listen,
right.
One thing we're not going to do on this show
God
is bullshit you like they do on other places. Yo, they're going to flip them right back around.
So an undefeated team's going to miss out. It's going to be an undefeated USC.
First of all, I think just in marketing dollars with Georgia and Alabama, you just bring so much money to the national championship as a whole if you get either one of them to the top, right?
Yes and no, but when the national championship I went to was Alabama and Clemson, and they had it at the 49er Stadium. They took a hit money-wise because no one wanted to fucking travel all the way that far. Of course, people did, right? It was a packed stadium.
Was it a COVID year too?
No, it was before that.
Okay.
So I heard nothing but bitching and moaning from Alabama and Clemson fans. Like, God damn, why is this shit way over here? I don't want to come all the way to the West Coast when 2 Southern teams are playing. Could have just done it over here.
I mean, I get
and
that.
So that hurt them a little bit. So if USC's in there, that kind of helps, I think. But I think that they're.
It's just not going to be competitive.
If USC goes undefeated, they might be left out.
It's not going to be competitive.
It won't, and that's what sucks about college football. I think that's why I think they need to go to 12 teams, so that you have one Cinderella game, like at least.
So who do you have going at this point?
Well, if we're both going to agree that the SEC championship game does not fucking matter, then it's going to be Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, and either Ohio State, Michigan. Given that they went out.
Let's look at Michigan's schedule to take it out the door.
It's actually, they play Ohio State without the
championship.
Yeah, so that would be the deciding factor. They go Indiana, they're at Indiana, at home against Penn State.
They can't beat Penn State.
No, yeah, that's a tough game. At home against Michigan State.
And they might get skipped about Michigan State.
Depending on how bad the Penn State game is.
Just Michigan State will come to
play because it's a Michigan game.
Absolutely.
Of course, that's like the Niners Rams. No,
It's always a joker in the deck, and there is. Go ahead.
And they go at Rutgers, dub. At home against Nebraska, dub.
Yeah.
At home against Illinois, dub.
Mm-hmm.
And then at Ohio State, finish the season. That's gonna be a big goddamn game. That might be their national championship, to be honest. I think whoever loses that game is going to be the team that's left out.
All right, Michigan does not make it. All right,
not make it.
Michigan doesn't make it.
Ohio State takes it.
Does Clemson? Where do we see Clemson at? Because they have been. Clemson has been fighting off Nats.
They have, but if you look at the remaining schedule, at Boston College, at Florida State, at home against Syracuse, at Notre Dame, Louisville, Miami, South Carolina. They're going to run the table.
Look at that Wake Forest score. 30-20. The NC State game was so fucking nuts last night. You got BC. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you where the knock's gonna be.
None of those.
Boy, you go down there to Florida State.
They are beating.
Yo, Florida State got a really solid team, man.
Florida State.
I think they just got outsmarted by Wake Forest. Wake Forest played a better style of football.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all.
But
Wake Forest played a better
Florida
style of
State,
football.
Florida State goes Wake Forest, NC State, then Clemson. Fucking gauntlet. Gauntlet.
All right. So maybe Clemson gets in again. I don't think they should.
They run the table over.
True, but I don't know if
What about some of these lower teams like Oklahoma State, Penn State, NC State, Tennessee?
have you seen the running back from Penn State?
Yeah, I mean they are almost always producing.
The running back from Cal. Some great running backs out there this year. I don't know, like look at teams like Arkansas. Like Arkansas.
Or even Tennessee. Tennessee gets to play Alabama and Georgia. They hit one of those guys?
They ain't hitting both.
No, of course not. But they can hit one. They play them both at they play Alabama at home. And go to Georgia.
Okay.
So if they get one of those, man, maybe fighting for the ACC or SEC championship.
All right.
That's tough then.
Let's jump into some sports news. What's new, Jeffrey?
Well, what's you got the show? Let's talk about that show a little bit.
Yeah. I got Legion Sports Festival.
Sports Festival. So explain what that is a little bit, and when and where and.
So I do classic physique, which is in a NPC. It's a physique competition, and it's an NPC, and you have to win a NPC show to qualify to become a pro. So that's the goal. But this has been a different prep.
Have you done this show before?
No, this is actually a new show to Reno, but it's a new show to the sporting world because a little bit about bodybuilding. So this is what you call a pro-am show, Legion Sports, and you have Saturday will be the amateurs, and then Sunday's the pros, right? And so it's an expo, so it goes from Friday to Sunday.
Okay.
So it's like powerlifting on Friday, judo, karate, all that, boxing, I think.
Bunch of different things.
Yeah, and then Saturday is
probably a lot of booths you can go talk to.
Oh, absolutely.
And all that and all the
a lot of vendors.
And, vendors.
Right? A lot of vendors at the convention center here in Reno. But yes, next Saturday, and so this is probably the craziest prep that I've ever done, and I've been home a lot, and it's just really been amazing to focus on this. And I had 3 goals this year. One of them was to get this podcast off the ground. You know that.
Yeah, check.
Boom. And then working in another one of my businesses that I'm going to get going here soon. And that's next after this. But I want to win my NPC qualification card this year. And I've worked extremely hard this time around. And I've never really been in this place before to be this prepared. But like not even to be so much as being prepared, because I don't think that I don't think you ever think you're really perfect when you go into stuff like this. But mentally, I learned so much about myself this year in the journey of like the universe lining up for you.
I would agree with that. Doing some change.
Yeah.
They've always been high energy, high motivation. But
Absolutely.
More of a killer instinct.
Yeah, I think in the process of trying to advance your family as a man, period. You know what I mean? Like you have to go hard every day. You have to. And then, using your gifts is super important. It's like just use what works for you.
It should only catapult you into getting your goals met and all that, right? You're
Yeah,
capitalizing on the shit you're good at and your gifts, and
it's organic.
to elevate.
It's organic too when you really love, when you really love something. But I find out something about myself every time I go into one of these preps, right? And what I find is that it's not the founders. It's just that I don't want to lose.
Right. How many competitors do you think?
You won't know until you get there. I don't know, but this time I'm not worried about anything other than what I have to do.
Right.
And this is the first time I've ever felt like that. Like, yo, I'm not worried about who's there. I'm not worried about who's coming. I'm just going to go up there and do what I have to do. And I've been preparing really hard. I've been really doing the things that people don't want to do in the sport to be ready.
Right.
Because the worst shit. Now, let me tell you, there's this story, right? There's this guy that I know. And he's going to do the same show, right? Now, this is more geared to success in the mentality of people in the mind state, right? So naturally, when you go through hard times, your body tells you, body and mind tells you, yo, shut it down. Do what's comfortable, right?
Yeah, it's like a defense mechanism, basically.
100%. So I've been seeing this guy in the gym. One day he was like, man, I'm just trying to get my diet right instead of the third and blah, blah. So I was like, look, let me see what you're working with. So I redid the whole thing for him. What he had was terrible. I know who did it. I know who did the diet. And it was terrible. So I redid it for him. And I gave it to him. And I just started to notice that he would come in the gym. He'd be talking to people. His body wasn't shaping up at the right time. And so when you in there training and you going hard, you doing the right shit at home, you know what that shit's supposed to look like. Right? You get to a point where you're like, oh, he ain't ready. And when people used to look at me like that, I said, what the fuck are they looking at? They don't, right? And they were 100% right. He's not ready, right? So I saw the dude last week. And this is just speaking on people who want to really win in life, right? I think the most important thing at winning at anything is being fucking real with yourself.
Of course.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to be real, right?
Of course.
Now,
because then you're gonna oversee all the bullshit.
Well, listen, but some people don't want to.
Of course, because that's
right.
Yeah, they don't want to be.
So I see the guy, and he always works over these two other guys, right? And I see them there over there talking. I said, look at me talking. So I go to a machine. I didn't want to go over there because I didn't want to fucking talk to him, right? And I'm cool with him, but I'm going. And so I get close and he's like, yeah, man, you look good, bro. I'm like, yeah, man, so what you doing, man? How's it going? Yeah, I'm getting ready for, I feel good, just some things. And I said, so, yeah, what you are going to starve tonight, huh? Because at this point, you don't necessarily eat at night anymore.
Right.
When you're trying to pull from other sources, right? He was like, no, I'm going to have this and have that. And I'm like, what? It was a lot of food. I was like, who's telling you to do that? And he was like, well, my guy, I'm going to stick with what he eat. Now, mind you, he asked me to redo his shit. Right. I did it. He didn't pay attention to that. Then he told me that he dealt with his other coach. He did this. That didn't work for him. So now he's trying this. Now, if I walk into a war and there's a motherfucker with a pistol and this guy's got this big ass gun over here that shoots like 1,000 bullets at one time,
right.
I'm gonna be like, yo, where you get that fucking gun from?
Right,
I'm not gonna
course.
talk to this fucking guy with the little fucking pop gun,
Right, of course.
right? So when I saw him this week, you could look at him looking at me, and in his mind, he's clearly saying, yo, I don't look like that.
he felt it.
Yeah.
That blanket of mediocrity.
100%.
He pulled that shit. Yeah.
The blanket of mediocrity.
Pulled that shit down on him.
Absolutely. Yo, and so he began to explain himself without me saying anything.
So that's an L right there already.
He starts explaining, I'm really going to stick to this. I feel good, da-da-da. But let me say this about bodybuilding. There are times when you get on the stage and they have a call out, right? So they have different groups. There'll be an A, B, C, D group, right? They'll have a call out. After they find the guy out of A, B, C, and D, each one out of each group, they bring you out. Call out, right? Who's the top 5 guys? So 2 guys in every division comes out. Oh, sorry, 1 guy in every division comes out, right? So let's just say you have a big division, and they do a call out. Let's just say there's maybe, I don't know, let's just say there's maybe 7 guys. And let's say they do a 3-man call out. Now, you got to stand on that stage and watch those 3 dudes do a pose down.
Right.
It's the most embarrassing thing you've ever felt in your life.
Because you know you're not it.
Oh, because you're also standing back there cheering these fucking guys on, and you're like, listen, that feeling, I can't take it. But what that guy's going to do is, he's going to get there knowing that he isn't ready. And he's going to walk up to them steps, and he's not going to feel good about himself. And he's going to lose. And he's going to find an excuse.
And this is coming from personal experience, like this exact feeling, right? So you're already ahead of what he's about to encounter,
100,
right?
100%.
So maybe sometimes you gotta get hit with that one.
Well, I've never went into it with that mind state.
Of course not. Yeah. Right.
When I got those steps, every fuckery that I did not do, that I did, runs through my brain at that time.
Yeah, I know, of course.
When I step to those steps, and I'm like, oh my God, if I had you know what I'm saying? And it's embarrassing. And so one thing I love about the sport is that it holds me so accountable to the reality of what I need to do to be successful.
And I don't think many people understand that because it's not a well-known thing, but it holds you accountable 1,000%. Because if you one extra carb or whatever, it's gonna fuck you over.
You have seen firsthand, day by day, what I go through.
Yeah, and it holds you accountable. Like
it holds you accountable.
It's one of the sports where I've seen top echelon of patience and self-responsibility and strong mind.
Hard.
Oh my gosh, it's insane.
Support.
You have to get through.
Listen, my wife. Shout out to my wife. Beat you to it again. Shout out to my wife because my wife is always fucking just. I mean, I could not do this, and I want to bring home. The trophy. First of all, the trophy is sick. It's a black marble trophy with the motherfucker with a cape, and the cape is actually flying in the air like this. And then you get a medallion that's like this fucking big. But what means the most to me is the qualification card.
Yeah, of course.
You get the big ass card, right? And I want to bring this home for my wife. I put a lot into this shit, but I just want to do something for her. She deserves a whole bunch. These kids having having a baby, and these little motherfuckers are selfish.
They're very selfish. They're blood sucking leeches.
Listen, these kids are selfish as shit.
They don't care about
They
feelings.
don't.
They don't. They will suck you dry.
First of all, listen, my wife took a shower this morning, right? And listen, my wife never takes a shower in the morning. She always takes one at night, right? But, what's weird is when she goes to take the shower, I'm like, hey, what you doing? And then the kids be like, hey, mom, what you doing taking a shower right now? Right? So now I leave because I've already questioned her about the shower, right? I leave and I come back. These two little
They probably got their coloring books,
fucking
everything
kids.
sitting
No,
right
listen,
outside the shower.
They're at the shower like this. Hey, they're talking to her. Hey, mom. Yeah, I was like, yo, leave her alone.
Yeah, no, they don't get a break.
Leave
Like
her
dads get a break.
alone.
No, that's true. Shout out to
Yes.
my wife for being able to do that on a day. And
Listen.
me, I'm working crazy hours recently. I'm working a shit ton of overtime. I'm gone constantly. She works from home.
Listen,
Oh man,
I'm not.
more
Listen,
power to it.
I'm
You're
lifting
right.
weights, sleeping, eating good. My feet kicked up. They make sure the door's closed when they leave so I can sleep quiet. Yo, my wife's telling you, fuck that. My wife does a lot. I want to put this trophy around her neck. And I've worked very hard. And I have been very real with myself on this prep. And I think that it helps in the journey of all my businesses too.
Yeah.
You know, when you got to get the fuck up and get cracking, you got to get up and get cracking.
Yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts.
You know,
you just gotta get it done.
yeah, and I think that this sport really propels it. And I find it too in bodybuilding. You have a lot of crazy entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
crazy, right? Because
that makes sense.
Yeah, the bodybuilding sport is you finding endorsements. So you have some bodybuilders like Breon Inslee. He makes about 150 a year, 150K, which is not a lot of money in bodybuilding, right? Because you got Instagram fitness people that make way more than that, you know. But for a guy like Breon Inslee, he probably makes 2,000 or 3,000 here, 2,000 or 3,000 there, and that makes up his whole nest of what he makes. But at the same time, it's very competitive. He's got to stay on top of his body. He's got to spin this. He's got to do that. But you find these guys that are major entrepreneurs because they know how to organize and they know how to not bullshit themselves.
Time management, all that shit. Right?
But true. But listen, not bullshitting yourself is super important to being successful. It's important to say, yo, listen, I can't shit myself. I have to get up early. I have to go in here and do this. I have to. Some people are cool with just saying, well, it rained. I couldn't go put out those boxes today because it rained.
Right.
And a lot of people are cool with that shit. And that's what this guy's going to do at this bodybuilding competition. He's going to get up there and get his ass smoked. And he's going to come back and say, it was because, remember you told me I shouldn't have been eating that. Remember? You told me. I'm like, no, you get on the fucking internet yourself. You find out. Listen, everything that I do it on my own. And not saying that I do it on my own, like I don't need anybody's help. Just saying that I drive at it by myself. My dream only becomes something when I push it first.
Right, you're fueling it.
100%. You can't lie to yourself. And
honestly, like when you're starving yourself or not eating or watching your calorie intake, this creates a chemical imbalance within the body, within the brain. Like being hangry is a real fucking thing, right?
I'm hangry now.
So it's a lot of self-discipline to get shit done.
It is, but at the same time, it helps you to prepare at everything in life. Like David Goggins. David Goggins has ran 200 miles. Ultra marathon runner. David Goggins, motivational speaker. David Goggins runs ultra marathons, 200 miles. I mean, yo, can you mentally think of what it's like to run 200 miles?
No.
Have you ever been on a treadmill and be like, yo, I have 30 more minutes?
Yes.
Walking. Right?
Yeah.
And then this son of a bitch is doing 200 miles running. Who do you want to be? I want to be David Goggins. I don't want to be that guy who's going to lie to himself and get up there and get smoked and have to stand behind everybody else and let my wife see me stand back there?
Right.
Let my wife see me stand back there? You think I'm getting ready to do that shit and come back to this house? Man, please.
So it's next Saturday?
Next Saturday.
What time?
Legion Sports going down. Pre-judging is at 9 a.m. And I think the post show is at 5. It's a big show. Cool. It's a big show. Some big pros are going to be there this year. It's going to be good. I picked the big show. I picked the biggest show, right? And so for these pros, when they win a show, it'll spill over into, I think they get this year's Olympia and they get the next one. Right? So it qualifies them for 2, I think. I'm assuming that's why everybody comes and does it. But it's a huge show. That's what I'm doing this weekend, next weekend. And yes, I'm going to be more than ready. I put up a video yesterday. I got some cool responses. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
other than that, what's popping, Jeffrey?
About to go home, watch this football. I think it's a good day of some sports here.
I want to see this Commanders. I got to go do cardio, like right now. I found that this walk down the hill is insane.
I bet.
So I go down to the bottom of the hill, right? All the way to the bottom, vista, and I walk back up.
That's a good walk. I was on the way back up.
Listen, I did it last night. It took me like an hour. My wife was like, "Yeah, it's not that bad." I was like, "Yeah, you're right, man. Yeah." I love my wife and I believe in her. I really do.
You're a little top heavy, so I can see that. Kind of tough.
I'm not top heavy, Jeffrey. I have crazy legs. You see the video yesterday? My legs?
All right.
My legs are incredible. Don't ever so call me top heavy.
Top heavy.
So rude.
It's not bad.
My fucking house.
I didn't say it was bad.
I think it is.
Well,
in bodybuilding, top heavy is like you fucking out of proportion, bro. Bum. How you do that in my house? Any fucking way. I'm telling you about this walk. My plight.
Yeah.
This guy is not supportive. I almost called him the N-word, too. You hear that? He's not supportive of me at all. Listen,
I'm very supportive.
Listen, my wife convinced me this was not going to be that crazy of a walk, and it took me like an hour and change to get back last night.
Down to this and back up?
Yeah. Heard some cool parties as well.
On the way up and down? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice little view.
So I guess we're not doing the game at Gertz tomorrow, huh? No game at Gert? Gert was like, yeah, do the my house, baby. We do another night.
Yep, we get it.
We do another night at Gert. So yeah, I'll be tanning at that
Mom Salon, Element Tanning.
Yeah, Element Tanning. Yeah.
Get you in there.
Gonna get a little spray tan, get brown. Huh? A little caramel brown. A little man candy. Huh?
Yeah, episode 5 in the books.
This is episode 5. Listen, I am so thankful. I'm thankful for this, man.
Me too, thank you. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for my wife, helping me along this way. I'm thankful for this podcast.
You be slacking on the goddamn wife shout out, bro. I swear to God,
Why
man.
you gotta do that?
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, this dude. I try to help him, I try to help your husband, man. I try to give him the cues. He just doesn't pick up on it, But well, yeah. I think that I want to see this Cowboys Redskins game. That's what I really want to see. I think Zeke is done.
I think so too.
It's weird.
I mean, he's still getting 1,000 yards, but yeah. No.
Bullshit yards, though,
He's 1,002 last year, so they get carry it to the get over there.
That fucking shame. But Jerry will feel good about that just so he makes sure his money.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yo, we the Dank Dads, man. We're going to get out of here, man. Listen, Terry Pierce. We're going to get Terry Pierce back on the show, but next week we got Josh Howard. We have Josh Howard from the Dallas Mavericks, former NBA All-Star.
First round selection.
That's what yes, indeed. And we're going to talk about a little bit of NBA basketball, and we're going to end the show with NBA basketball. And Jeffrey is a Minnesota Timberwolf. He told you why. I love the Lakers. And yes, Utah has emptied the
everything
roster. Huh?
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. They didn't believe in their guys. They didn't want to pay the contracts. I don't know. Maybe build for the future. Maybe they like what's coming in.
You build without Donovan Mitchell?
There.
Yeah.
But I think that this upcoming year, though, we'll really see if Donovan Mitchell is really
what? Oh, what are you talking about?
Dealing with injuries and
what? Donovan Mitchell's a solid basketball.
He is
shit.
He's really good, but
it's really defined on your new situation now, and see his supporting cast and see if he really can hold a team.
That man is in Cleveland.
Right.
That's
So
terrible.
But they have some players. They could be a playoff caliber team. 8th, 7th.
That don't mean they're gonna go nowhere, Jeff.
Of course. So that's what I'm saying. This is a good time to see if he's really the shit. Because if he's shining on this fucking shitty team, you'll really know that he's really about it.
You shot on a shitty team before. Utah wasn't shitty.
They were above average or better than Cleveland. So now it's really time to see if this game elevates to a superstar status or not.
Did you see Antonio Brown? Antonio Brown.
I did, and I don't know what. He's either lost his shit or he's living his best life. I can't tell which one it is. I don't know where the line is, but he put his whole ass in the girl's face, butt ass in the girl's face. She was trying to get away.
What?
You watch these videos?
No, I have not. What happened?
My fucking God.
What happened?
This guy is on vacation in a resort, in a pool. There's homies behind him videotaping him or somebody else. They're busting up laughing. It almost like she's under the influence almost. Him and this girl sitting right here. It's like, and she honestly wasn't like some supermodel or something. Like an average woman that didn't really give a fuck about him. He's hanging all over. He goes up with his whole ass cheeks right here, but I'm talking naked. Right here. Gets back down. He's laughing, giggling. And he's sitting there by himself. He's fucking stuffs his shit up. His dick flying all over the place. Yeah, it's all blurred out. Then this girl's like trying to kind of get away. He picks her up, body slams her in the water, like playing around. But she's like still swimming away when she gets
Is he
up.
naked?
He has pants on, but he keeps on pulling them up and down. It's weird, bro. I don't understand. And everyone's laughing. Everyone behind the camera's laughing. He's giggling. Didn't look like the woman was giggling too much. She was actively trying to go away. Not like aggressively trying to get away, but she was moving away from him. He picks her up, throws her in the water. She gets back up in the water and still continues to leave. And he puts his whole ass in her face. It's weird. I don't get the whole context of the story. I didn't see any of that. It's worth watching.
I think
I was confused as hell.
Yeah, but I know people like this in real life. You know what I'm saying? I actually know people like this in real life. And it's narcissism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're untouchable.
It's not even that. Like, for a narcissist to be sat on the outside, to sit a narcissist on the outside, and for that narcissist to realize that no one gives a fuck, it drives them nuts.
Yeah, he's almost kind of internally combusting.
Yeah,
Like
he's doing anything he can at this point.
His new dance move is swept out the NFL.
Right.
Everyone's doing his new dance.
Listen,
and I think it's ugly.
I pray for him that he can find peace.
Because I've always liked AB.
I mean, I've never liked the guy. I've never liked AB. I never liked when he was recording in the locker room. You don't do that.
Yeah.
There's certain sacred things about football you just don't.
No, that's a no-go. I'm sure.
Yeah. When he did that, I knew he was a sucker. When he did that shit, and then it just goes to show that he is a fucking sucker.
He can't get out of his own way.
Well, it's not that. I just think that for a lot of young brothers, they grow up. A lot of these guys grow up and no one tells them that they're handsome. Right. You don't hear it.
One thing that drives me crazy about AB is he wants to be victim in all of the situations.
So narcissist.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to pay thousands of dollars to have a broadcast or a producing team videotape your release from the Raiders and then go skipping around your house and it's all edited and I'm like, oh,
listen. For a lot of these young men, especially African American men, a lot of African American men have not been told that they were beautiful or handsome growing up.
So when they get that, they run wild with it.
Listen. When a person says, "Yo,
so elite,
here's $30 million," you automatically find yourself to be handsome, right?
Of course, right.
Here's some funny shit, right? Tyrese Gibson. I would never forget. Tyrese Gibson calls me up one night. Fast and Furious, Tyrese Gibson calls me up one night, about 1 o'clock in the morning. He's like, yo. I'm like, yo, what up? You dead? What's going on? It's 1 o'clock. He's like, nah, I just finished my documentary. You gotta come by and watch. I said, Reese, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You gotta come by. I was like, I come out of mine, I'll check your shit out, bro. So I go by. The first thing he says in the documentary is, when I was young, I thought I was dark and ugly. The first thing he says in the documentary. So when I see it, I stop and do. At what point did you think you were sexy? When did that come into play? You know what he said? He was like, get out. I said, no, I was kidding. He said, get out.
So he just wanted you there to
Well, yeah, that's just who Tyrese is. He just wants people to just
float and
be there in general. Yeah. If you can
him.
stay there all day and listen to him talk about himself, then he would love that. But in the beginning, he says, when I was young, I thought I was dark and ugly. So for a lot of these dudes, they really don't feel good about themselves. Right? And so what they have to do is pull constant attention to themselves to make them feel like they're someone. Right? I remember a person very close to me didn't make it in the NFL. Right? And what he would do is, when he didn't, he would lead into every conversation to gain attention. You know, we would go to a bar and he'd be like, yeah, you know, I got this bump on my elbow because of my sport. Ha ha.
Okay. Yeah, just couldn't let it go.
Go.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
I was like,
Because it becomes obvious.
Absolutely.
And especially when you're a person like AB, where
Yeah.
people are just waiting for the next time.
Yeah.
It becomes real obvious. But this is a new low for the guy. I hadn't seen it like this before.
I'm just simply saying that I don't think that he was ever really told that he was attractive and handsome. And so when you give these guys this kind of money, they automatically think, wow, look at all this is coming to me.
Right.
I'm short. I went and played in this little small school. They told me I wasn't shit. And look at me now. You're going to see me.
Right.
And that's just kind of what it is.
Some people handle it and some people can't.
Listen,
right?
It's like grown men getting kinky, twisting their hair and shit at 42 years old. It's like,
it sucks because this dude was elite. He was on his way to be one of the greatest ever.
He is, but he doesn't understand. You know, coaches just say shit like football don't need nobody. I just feel like, man, that's bullshit. It don't. They will put a motherfucker that's not as good as AB. He'll still catch touchdowns, and you'll forget we've forgotten about AB.
Yeah.
He's done. And so I'm just hoping that it's like Kanye. I'm hoping that he doesn't destroy himself.
He's gotten close.
So it's Kanye. Yeah. You look at Kanye and it's like, yo, you're an idiot.
But at least Kanye still has money coming.
I think this guy's not going to go broke.
Of course, but he's got a lot more. I don't know. Kanye's money is a lot different.
No, AB gonna have that pension. It don't matter. He'll never go broke.
Yeah.
Even if he has to go to a fucking $1.5 million house.
I mean, there's still a lot of lawsuits and stuff.
Still can't take his pension.
Of course not. No,
He's probably gonna eat about $80,000 a year for the rest of his life. $80,000 a month for the rest of his life. $80,000 a month for the rest of his life.
But his lifestyle, does that hold that?
Listen, it's that money's still there. Whether he has to scale down to an apartment,
right?
$80,000 a month for the rest of his life. So he'll be fine financially. What you don't understand about these guys is that every single weekend, people are cheering their names. They don't know what to do without that.
Right.
Especially when you have not been told that you're handsome as a young man.
Right. So they're lost. Essentially.
He's lost. If you're exposing yourself in public at a resort and touching women, I could never think of doing no shit like that. As a grown man, exposing myself and touching women and throwing a woman in a pool,
Yeah, he's doing the
You
most.
out of your fucking mind.
And it's hard.
Putting your hands on a woman, bro.
It's hard to tell the whole
No, sir.
context because if they're playing or not. Like, he's definitely laughing. Everyone around him's laughing. It's just a weird look. It's very odd.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. That dude is a little insecure narcissist, and he's going to hurt himself. He's going to damage his whole world.
I mean, he should still be in the NFL, catching touchdowns. So he has a little bit already. And now, I mean, gosh, I don't know. Another AB situation.
Where does Odell Beckham go?
I don't know, but as the days go on and the healthier he gets, the better his situation becomes.
Does it?
Yeah, because he can, because I think it's clear that he wants Super Bowl, right? He's not going to sign for, so he's going to be able to have his pickings, right? He's going to be healthy. He's going to be able to enter season halfway, 3/4 of the way through, not put his body so much on the line, and still have a chance to win a Super Bowl. Like, he's going to be able to, his day by day, his situation gets better.
That seems like a pretty cool little situation, too. You can just come in like that and just.
And you sign for whatever you want. You can like, this looks good, but so is this. And
I'll take number 3. I'll give you that.
Yeah, whatever you want. And he's not having a whole season of his body being fucked up. He's going to come in healthy.
Only having to focus on that knee, truly.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Not have to do any other bullshit, and he can come in and pick up the playbook real quick. I mean, he's going to have pickings or wherever the fuck he wants to go.
What about...
And maybe he doesn't at all. Maybe he sits out the whole year. You never know. I don't think he wants to, but you never know. It's an option. He's got options.
He won't do that.
He's got options.
He will not.
It all depends on where his leg's at. And as far as you're a free agent, there's no cutoff on when you can sign with a team, right? You can sign with a team the week before playoffs start, right? Or is there rules on when you need to have your rosters finalized?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm just saying, like, he's
gonna have his options.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to stay.
Where should he go?
Green Bay.
I think so too. I think that's like the obvious choice right now. I think.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to be in Green Bay though. That's the only thing about Green Bay.
Yeah,
nobody wants to be there.
Yeah, it's especially when he's at the time to pick a team. It's going to be cold as shit already.
When your residence is in LA. Listen.
Yeah, but that's only a 6-month rental for him. He's not too worried about that.
You live in LA.
I know, but I'm saying wherever he goes, it's going to be a 6 months.
Still though, like, it's different. It's different waking up in December, Christmas, and it's like 72 degrees outside, and you walk outside and the fucking sun is on your face.
Right. Yeah.
It's different.
Kansas City an option?
Ooh.
They could use a little bit wider for help.
Could they afford him?
On a 1-year contract, they can pay these guys whatever at any time. Make it all incentives, pay them in Bitcoin, whatever they can do.
I feel like Green Bay will really give one real contract, 3 years.
I could see that. Yeah. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, I think AR. Yeah, I think AR play for another 2 seasons. This one, into this one, and 2 more. Yeah. But hey, we're going to go watch some games, guys.
Yep.
Hey, we are the Dank Dads, man. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, live 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, East Coast, 11 o'clock on Sundays. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We are the Dank Dads, and we are out.
Doing Dank Dad shit.
Bow.
Catch you next week.
There it is.